Yay Networks.
Welcome to Almost Pro USC Football, the first of its kind podcast, videocast. I am your co-host, Yogi Roth, joined by my other co-host, Caleb Williams. Caleb, this hasn't happened before with reigning Heisman Trophy winner, coming back to college at USC in a long time, but also having a platform like this. We're going to hear from not only you, but also your teammates. Today we got Simpson, we got Bear Alexander, and of course, Zachariah Branch, the freshman who we all saw in the opener against San Jose State. But let's start with you. You got a lot going on. You're going to class, you're playing. We know the standard and the goals that you have of getting to 15 wins this year. Why do a show like this with everything going on?
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting and also pretty cool to be in a position to be able to do something like this with a bunch of your teammates and also, you know, they get to be able to show their face off the field. You know, we have helmets and things like that we're, you know, playing with daily, weekly. You don't get to see their face. You don't really get to hear them talk. And so to be able to have something like this is really cool.
Yeah, I've always loved the notion of like, can we take the helmet off and tap into everything that is underneath that? You see that in soccer, you see it in baseball, hoops, etc. But rarely in this sport, you kind of put that armor on. Do you feel that of people saying, hey, they just know you as the quarterback? Or do you feel like you've been able to make this bridge over to people to get to know who you are and your soul a little bit?
I don't really look into it too much, but I think I've done a pretty good job. You know, on both ends, on and off the field, you know, people getting to know me. Yeah. It's been interesting. I've been in some pretty cool situations to be able to do some things like this or, you know, things off the field and speaking on that situation.
Yeah, no, you've done a heck of a job. I can remember being at the Heisman with you last December, and you obviously see your personality shine. We saw it at 11 with you in high school. I want to go back to New York, though, and I've asked you about this before off the air. There was a line that you said in your speech that I repeat to all the parents of high school quarterbacks every summer at the Elite 11, which is, I was taught at a young age to look in the mirror and love the man looking back. Mm-hmm. Where did that originate from, and how did that take hold for you in your life? Yeah,
it definitely stemmed from my parents. I think they did a pretty good job. And so, you know, loving the man that I see every day in the mirror is important to me. You know, it's just being true to myself. And it's something I actually said to my teammates is, you know, I want to be the same person that I am the day before when I walk back in. I want to be that exact same person. That's, you know, the man I love. That's the man that I, you know, enjoy, you know, playing ball. It's a man that, you know, loves to, you know, take care of his and his people. And so it's, you know, it's something that, you know, I kind of bank on every single day that I get.
Yeah, I think there's something to the phrase like uncommonly consistent. Yeah, that always stands out. I got to imagine there's an element of consistency with your folks and how you were raised. And this summer, you took your mom on like what seemed like a pretty epic trip. We were crossing paths, I felt like, over the Atlantic Ocean. But what was your summer like, and why take your mom over to Europe, as you've referenced?
Yeah, summer was awesome. You know, I had a bunch of cool events that I was able to you know, dabble into a little bit. And then
they were pretty cool, man. We're talking like Grand Prix. We're talking
Grand
about
Prix,
like
things like that. Yeah, but no, being able to take my mom. She wanted to go to Europe when she was for her 50th birthday. But her 50th birthday happened as soon as COVID happened. Right. And it's something that I just remembered. And you know, I got the opportunity to do so. And so, you know, took advantage of it and, you know, I had a blast.
Had you ever been?
I've never been. That was both of our first times, so it was really awesome.
All right, so I think as a fellow traveler, I think there's something too, like when we drop into a new city, we have this expectations of, we're gonna go see the Eiffel Tower. I know you were in Paris.
I saw the Eiffel Tower.
Of course you did. We're gonna go see the London Bridge. We're gonna go see specific elements of places that you shared on your own social channels. But I think what we end up seeing is ourselves in a different light, in a different culture. When you were flying back, or you were in transit on a train throughout Europe, where were you looking at yourself? What did you see in that instance in what I'd imagine is a big growth year for you?
I'd honestly just say that, you know, progression, just keep going. It's something that I've even talked about on air a bunch of times. It's something that I live by now, and I didn't necessarily have the words when I was younger, but something that Coach Riley told me my freshman year when I wasn't in a position I wanted to be in, he just told me keep going. So it's something that I kind of live by now, and it's just keep going. You know, I work hard to win championships and things like that. But you know, when you get that moment, that opportunity off season, and You want to take advantage of it, go enjoy of all the hard work that you did put in, and you didn't even put in the hard work for those things.
Yeah, I say that because I think there's something to traveling. My first big trip alone was Peru. I hiked Machu Picchu, which I'd highly recommend for an off-season moving forward. But when you go there, you recognize like we're just like a little speck in the world. Yeah. But when you're in LA and you win the Heisman and you're on the cusp of a league championship or a CFP, like it may feel like everybody is watching. When you got to get out of the proverbial LA bubble, did you feel that at all? Like, yeah, man, like I can just, nobody cares.
No, it's for sure. That's for sure one of the things that is really cool. It was pretty interesting. I actually got noticed a couple times over there, it was kind of cool for me just to think that people over there, they don't have it on the radios really. They don't have it on TV. And so for a couple people to recognize me and say hello or whatever the case may have been was really cool. But that side of people not knowing you and you going over there and you just go to enjoy, get away and, take care of your mom out there and just have a blast with her is really cool.
I've done some trips with my parents, and there's nothing like it.
No.
What did you learn that you didn't know about mom?
Me and her are pretty tight, actually. It's my best friend, and we always laugh and joke, but I haven't really seen her that excited in so long. She took so many pictures.
Classic parent move.
Oh, she took so many pictures. Not of me. She was just walking around videotaping. She'd have commentary while she was recording and things like that. She doesn't really do that around here in the U.S., but we were over there. She was taking pictures of everything that she could, whether it was a bee on a flower or Eiffel Tower, whatever the case may have been. It was really cool experience, and I hope to do it here soon again.
All right, so let's talk about how your life has changed, because I said this on air in the San Jose State game in the opener, and I believe it. I think you become the blueprint for this era of quarterbacks. How to model yourself, how you handle yourself off the field, how you surround yourself with the right people to help manage things that may come towards you or at you. And oh, by the way, still go to school. And most importantly, be a great friend and a great teammate. So with that said, we got this podcast, we've got NIL, we've got the Tommy Group. How has this world shaped you now, and how do you approach everything going on to hopefully be a model for others that are coming up?
Yeah, everything with caution. Yeah. You always want to address new things with a little caution, and whether that's relaying to the team and them going through all of the ups and downs of trying to figure out the goods and the bads, of whether it's a company or people and adding new people to the team, whatever the case may be. Just addressing that with caution. That's first and foremost, and then doing everything with a good heart. I'd say is one of the most important things, and just being a good human, whether it's football or off the field. Whether that's your support system, that's your blood, which is your mom, your dad, brother, sister, whatever the case may be, or people that you have on your team that helps you deal with all of your deals or helps you deal with all of your your situations off the field, NIL related or brand deals, whatever the case may be. And then when you're around your boys, it's all, those are your brothers. It may not be blood, all of them at least, but those are your brothers. You take care of them, as if they were actually your older, younger brother. You go from there.
Yeah, I love that about you. I could go to practice last week, and you were the last guy off the field, but it wasn't just because you were throwing balls or taking drops, or you were just hanging.
Yeah.
And so not only do you get new players, but you also get some new coaches. Very uniquely, Cliff Kingsbury comes on back to SC, where he spent a handful of weeks before being the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals in the NFL. What has it been like having that guy, that role, that pedigree in the room with you?
Yeah, it's been good, actually, really good, because I'm able to ask questions that, nobody else has answers to, or either been in the situation. And so whether it's me asking questions about, the NFL, whether it's me asking questions about Kyler, whether it's me asking questions about college and him with Pat, Johnny, you all just saw the
documentary,
documentary, which was really cool. But, just asking questions of, because he's been in positions with quarterbacks on, their levels and things like that, whether it was college or pro, where, those guys were the number one player in the world or nation, or in college or pro. So he has a different perspective than most, and so he's a real coach, a great player coach, and it's awesome having him in the room.
Yeah, no, got a lot of knowledge in that room.
Yeah.
It was fun. I got to call the opener against San Jose State. I know a big phrase around your program is making sure you have a growth mindset, and that's what the whole season is. That's what life is. What do you take away from that game as you grow into the beginning of what may be a special season for you?
Yeah. We had that game yesterday, and we ended up coming out with the win. And the cool part about it was we had so many plays where, there was one guy and we felt like we were inconsistent as a group. And there was a lot of frustration that went on with that. And then you look back after it and, you're walking off the field and, you want to smile, you want to be happy because winning games are hard. San Jose was a good team. I mean, they had a return starter QB for, I think he played around 50 games. I think Coach said.
49th game yesterday.
Yeah, something like that. And he played a hell of a game, and a bunch of defensive players that returned. And so they were a good team, good squad. But there was so much that was left in our tank, we felt like, whether it was consistency, and just doing the small things, which always leads up to, bigger things and bigger moments. And so I can't wait to get back out there. I told the guys, a couple of the leaders on the field that, after Coach took me out, I told them we got a lot of work to do. And the good part about it is, I say great win, good job everybody, but we got a lot of work to do, and that's the good part about it. That's the exciting part. You wouldn't want to come out of your first game and be like, there's nothing to do. We were perfect, which is obviously, it's not possible, but we got a lot of work to do, and that's the exciting part. We got a couple of weeks coming up. It's going to be tough, and then the end of the season.
Let's go, man. Well, I'm calling week 2. Can't wait. And the way this is going to be set up is 4 quarters. We just finished quarter number 1. You and I catching up. We got quarter number 2 coming up, and we got one of the best personalities on the roster. I want to learn more about L. Simpson, right as you laugh there. And then Zachariah Branch, who the entire country got to know last night as well in the opener against San Jose State. All right, we're back. Caleb Williams, joined by Zachariah Branch, the freshman, and L. Simpson, the personality. Take no L's. You see the hoodie. That's right, man. Wow. What do you guys think about this? This hasn't happened before in USC football. This concept, this podcast, the consistency of it. When you heard of it, I'm curious what you said to your quarterback.
No, yeah, I definitely do want to pitch in on what Caleb said. With us having helmets on, you don't really know what the person looks like, and I feel like this is a way to, get your voice out. You want to tell a story or something that's going on in your life. You just want to share that to the outside world. I feel like it's a good way to, have that impact.
I feel like there's a lot of people doing podcasts right now, and a lot of coaches saying, if you're a football player out there, make sure you start your career and have a plan once you're done with football. See, I think C. Will here is starting his career along with football before it even ends. So when football ends, like Tom Brady, huge deal comes out. It's already just going well for him. So that's the way I see it.
I like that. C. Will.
Much love, much support, L. Bugs.
Superman.
Bugs. So I'm gonna start it off. We gotta rewind to yesterday.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
He goes first, man.
I see the ball come down, right? And y'all don't know the backstory. He already scored. I threw a pass to him in the flat. He already scored. He did his whole celebration. We'll talk about it in a second. But
Ronaldo.
He after that touchdown, he tells me, or either before or after, I can't remember exactly. He says, I need one. He's not talking about another touchdown on offense. He's talking about I need me a special teams touchdown. Yeah. And I believe it was after he scored the first touchdown. He goes, I need me one. And I'm going to he either says I need me one, I'm going to go get me one. And he runs back out there, he catches it. And I came back over to the sideline right after he scored on the kickoff return. I said, I didn't see what he saw. Thinking, I didn't see all of what he saw. But no, I want to ask you, because you caught it. Oh.
Yeah.
About 30%.
Had to.
You was like 30%.
Had to.
Shot up to like 100 right down the middle. What was going on?
So basically, man, we out there in practice, working the system of how it's supposed to be. I see it off the tee. I'm like, is it gonna go in the end zone or is he actually gonna kick it to me? So I see it in the air. I'm like, he might be kicking it to me. So I get the ball, I tempo a little bit. You know, I want the whole kickoff team to flow to the left. And then as soon as I see that hole, I got to hit it. So I seen that hole open. Taj kicked him out perfectly. I said, I'm out of there. I'm out of there. So I took off, you know, cut back a little bit, and then I set it up a little bit, had them over pursue, seen a little hole, turned that to the crowd.
And then the touchdown that I threw to you, I think it was like number 1 or something. You would have caught it. Threw a bad ball, but you
solid.
You did your thing, right? You caught it. You got up to the safety, I think it was. You hit him with a mom. And he back inside. Touchdown. I know what you. So I wanna go back to the interview last night. I want you to explain the process
What I did.
of the Ronaldo.
All right, so look, man. I've been a big fan of FIFA for a while. So I've been playing FIFA for a while. My brother got me into it. Actually, at first, I'm like, I don't want to play FIFA. I'm sticking with Madden, 2K. So I played FIFA, and I hit the celebration button with Ronaldo. He talking about, and he turned up on the crowd. I said, whoa. I might have to use that one. So, I mean, I've been playing that one for like 2.5 months. And I was like, the first touchdown, as soon as I get in the end zone, I got to do it. And when I go like this, the energy just going to feed into me, and I'm raging off the crowd. So that's what it was, man.
Smooth. And the L-Bucks. This is my last question, and y'all can do y'all thing. Ask questions. We can make this a conversation.
You tell me, big dog.
Bucks. Now, when you seen...
Oh, yeah. I already got my play-by-play.
Let's hear it.
Go ahead.
Let's hear it.
So the first few runs, he's already getting 35 yards, 20. I'm like, he's getting ground. I'm like, he's really just enhancing it and finding it, right? And I'm like, he's gonna get to the crib, right? Boom, balls in the air. If you watch the film, right, he runs a few yards, he just stops his arm like, analyze real quick.
Take a deep breath.
He do a deep breath. I'm like, you stop moving? I'm like, supposed to go.
Take a little breath.
Nah, you did confuse me. I'm like,
Hey, man, most people, I confuse everybody. I've been
in college for a little bit so far. Most time they just catch it, they just shoot.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know what I thought of? I thought of that, the D-Jack versus Eagles.
Yeah.
Fumble the snap.
He hit that mud.
Turned around, saw it.
Take off.
That's what I saw. Well, keep going.
He just paused. I'm like, maybe it's a new method he's trying now. I was
like, he finna get ripped. He finna get ripped.
I'm not.
By
we're not an ST meeting. Maybe he don't know either. So I'm just thinking about what you're going through, and you just start moving. I'm like, see, that's the speed I seen the slot.
Hey, I'm telling you, that's what we worked on, man.
Look. So playing nickel, I play corner at first. I get moved to nickel. Okay, first matchup, I got this guy in the slot. Okay, I'm like, same thing, corner, nickel, outside receiver, inside receiver. No, okay, it's not the same. This dude right here at the slot. And he just started flying. So I was like, oh yeah, house call.
Had to.
And at the end of it, you said you talked to coach, the red phone call you had after the.
I had the red phone call. I gotta explain the red phone call.
He had to see.
Not many people know about the red phone call. Not too many people know about the red phone
call.
So set the stage. What is the red? Like, tell them about the phone.
The red phone is basically like the coach is up in the box. If he wants to talk to you, you go to the red phone. Maybe it's an adjustment that he sees on the field, or if he just wants to tell you like something that he liked or something that he feels like you can get better on. So I came to the sideline, and everybody dapping me up and stuff. I was just turned with Coach Simmons, and then it was like, Coach Hewer wants to talk to you on the phone. So I'm over here. I didn't know where the phone was at. I'm looking around. I'm like, where the phone at?
It's not a cell phone.
I'm telling you. So I went around. And then I got on the phone. You hear the crowd noise in the back, and then you hear him. I'm like, ooh, I feel like I'm in a movie. He's talking about, what up, Zachariah? I said, what's going on, Coach? He said, man, you look like me back in the day. Oh, come on. Hell no. I said, yeah, come on.
I'm right there with you, twin.
He said, let's finish the game, man. But nah, that was a fun moment for me right there. I just felt like I was in a movie. Like I heard the crowd and then coach at the same time. It was surreal, man.
So many good moments. Many good moments. And I know we're just getting started with both of your stories. There's a lot more to tell, but we are going to keep it going. We are at halftime. We're going to get to the third quarter. We're going to go inside the locker room and bring in a big man who was in the Trojan locker room for the first time in Bear Alexander.
Oh, yeah.
Joined by Bear Alexander. Before we get to you, because there's a lot to talk about with you and your first time in that SC locker room, it was the first time for you throwing a 76-yard touchdown, Caleb. And it wasn't how anybody, I imagine, designed this thing. I'm curious what quarterback, wideout saw as Taj Washington went for 76.
Yeah, man. So I got a question for you. I'm on the sideline. I see the signal. I know what the play is. I'm like, oh, yeah, this touchdown right here. I want to know what your thought process was when the ball was on the ground, because I seen when you picked it up, I didn't see you in practice launch that mug like 75, 80. So I'm like, if he get downfield, what he gonna do? What was your thought process?
So the play before, my hand, I got a bruise on my hand right now. Because a kid, I think I threw a pass to, I don't actually remember who I threw it to before, but my hand got hit, like right in the middle. And so the next play when I tried to catch a snap, my hand was not as responsive and my grip wasn't as good. And so when I tried to catch it, the ball it hit all ground, all green. I was in the moment I was so angry because I just knew the play was probably gonna be a touchdown. And then at that moment it was just go get the ball. And I knew nobody was on me, so I looked up. I went to go pick it up instead of trying to throw it out of bounds or, try and make a crazy play happen. I just picked it up, and I look up, and I see, I guess because of the fumble, I see safety and corner is down, and I see Taj just streaking down the field. I said, I'm finna pick this up and rip it.
Got to.
Picked it up, saw Taj. How'd you know how, they always say Patrick Mahomes when Tyreek was on the team.
Yeah.
F it, Taj down there somewhere.
Down there somewhere.
Touchdown. Do it.
Turn me up.
The offensive lineman turned back at me. And Didi, he always asks, how's the snap? How's the snap? I said it was good. I just dropped it. And no, it worked out just how it's supposed to work out.
That's a great story.
Touchdown.
That was crazy.
We were wondering, doing the broadcast, because we saw you smiling, but doing this the whole time.
Yeah,
so we're like, is he hurt? Is he stretching his hand?
No, I just had a bruise on my hand, so I wanted to get more blood flow to my hand and see if I can.
Gotta make sure it's straight.
Yeah, make sure I'm good for the next couple snaps.
All right, so Bear, let's talk about you. First time, because you weren't here in the spring, first time you ran out of the tunnel at SC. You've run out of other tunnels, but there's something I think about just hearing the cleats in that tunnel coming down. What was the entirety of the experience like for you? Because you were coming off the ball like all gas all night long.
I mean, it was pretty electric just coming out the Coliseum, seeing the fire, seeing the fireworks, and it was pretty dope.
Yeah, it was, man. When you got out there for your first couple snaps, what was it like? Because it's not like you've been here for a long time. You weren't tremendously healthy all training camp, but you look like your motor never stopped, man.
I mean, going into the game, I kind of didn't know what to expect. So, of course, I was kind of nervous. Like, man, what can I get? How they intend on blocking me? But the whole goal was to just live in the backfield, be disruptive, and show my explosion.
Caleb, did you tell him anything in advance of playing in his first game at the college?
I know he's played in a bunch of big games.
Yeah,
so.
he was good.
I thought he was good. No, but there was a funny moment. I think it might have been your possible first sack. We made a joke on the sideline because I don't think the QB pumped, but you jumped in the air. He jumped in the air, and then tried to come back down. Quarterback took off. I said, we said on the sideline, we said, Bear, you ain't 4'3", brother. You can't jump. Go make that. Go hit his ass.
Nah, man, me and him always joking around. So before the game, I was like, man, turn me up, man, because if he don't, then I'm going to neck him. So, he was out there balling, though.
Bear, what's it like for you coming onto this defense? There's always questions about SC's defense coming into the season, probably some that if you heard them, they just get annoying after a while. And everybody nods their head. And a bunch of new faces. There was one drive in the game where all 4 players in the D-line were not here last year. And they're all playing in college somewhere else. I'm curious if you guys talk about that as a group at all, within the locker room, position room, et cetera.
I mean, we build in the chemistry, we getting better week in and week out, and we just kind of trust in Caleb in the offense, so we know they're going to be electric. He's going to put up 60 points a game, so, we just kind of try to stay close-knitted and, work together as a unit.
Yeah. What'd you notice from him and some of those newcomers, Caleb?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun in practice. I mean, I've been able to go versus all of them. And the most exciting part, people ask me, the most exciting part about this year, obviously other than the offense, my response every single time was to see the defensive line. Because I've been going versus them in practice. Every time it was, I can't wait to see them get out there. I can't wait to see whether it was Bear, Anthony Lucas, Solomon, all those ballers that we have, Jamel, keep going on and on, KB. But just to be able to see them get on the field, make plays, it's exciting. We got a lot to build on, and it's not just the defense. It's tired of hearing the defense is this, defense is that. It's offense also. We're a team, we're a brotherhood, and so when people say things about them, it's also about us. And so we'll make sure as a team and as a unit, as a defense, as offense, special teams, that they'll feel us. So.
I love that. But we're going to get you back because I want to hear the story about how he tried to get you to commit to previous school. Because I read an article where he said you were a silent commit. So we'll dig into that as the season gets going. But with that, thanks for coming. We got one more segment. We're going to talk about the week that was and the week that is. All right, love this, how we end episode 1. It's been pretty good, man. How you feel?
Feel good.
Yeah?
Chilling.
You got a career in hosting. You do a lot of things, man.
I don't know about that.
All right, you don't know about that. Well, you do a lot of things.
Yeah,
you do. And I love you for this, I think, more than anything else, because you helped even my own son, my oldest son last year, when he was getting picked on at school for his long hair. You gave him a nice little text and a video message, and it lit him up. And you do that to many children around LA, but now even larger, right, because of the presence that we talked about earlier in the show. Take me through Caleb Cares. And where you are now and what you hope to do with the platform that you're given through the sport of football. Yeah, no,
Caleb Cares, it's actually been really cool and eye-opening for me to be able to go through this process. It's anti-bullying and mental health and things like that, attacking that side of it. And the main reason that we chose that is because we felt like in the recent years that, the percentages of mental health and bullying has gone up. And so whether it's online or in person or whatever the case may be, we want to, attack that. And I thought, it'd be a cool, unique way to be able to do so. And, being so young, it's been really cool for me to be able to see 10, 12, year olds actually listen to me. I'm 21, and I don't know if I was at 10 and 12 that I'd be listening to someone try and tell me what to do, as my dad could probably speak on. So
we'll get to get him on here.
Yeah, it'd be
what do
fun.
you say though to a 10-year-old, 12-year-old that says, "Hey man, like it's rough right now for me"?
I always try and connect with them, and I've actually to say that I've been bullied more in my 20s than I was when I was younger.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. It's being able to connect with them is the first and most important part. Being real is the second part. Just and trying to be there for them and have resources for them to show them a better way than any way that whether they're being bullied or they are bullying. We try and attack both sides of it and try and shed light on both sides.
I think when we hear the word bully or bullying, it's always assumed in like grade school, junior high, high school. But to your point, like I'd imagine your DMs are full of bullies. Yeah. Mine are after calling a game, right? Yeah. Like how do you talk to even your peers? Because I said earlier, I think you're a model for the position in this era of college football. And the unfortunate thing is there's access to everybody at any given time from a bunch of different channels now. So to the quarterback on the East Coast or in the Southeast or the Midwest, what do you say to them whose DMs are filling up after a pick?
Yeah. I've actually had a couple games where, I didn't play so well, and the first thing I always try and do is be around my people, my support team, which is people that actually know me, care for me, that's been here for me, past before these past 3 years. My mom, my dad, uncle, aunt, my two mentors, they've been here. They've seen me work. They see me, how much time and energy that I put into this. And so, just make sure that I, always refer back to them. Hard moments, or even the easy moments. Just always referring back to them and trying to talk to them in any moment. And so, just realizing that I can't please everyone. That's one of the biggest things that I've, realized as I've gotten older is that, I'm not trying to please everyone. It also goes back to the man in the mirror thing that I talked about, is that, everybody, has something to say. Everybody is going to want to say something. And if I try and please all those people, the man in the mirror won't be as happy.
Yeah. Do you have an experience, though, that to you stood out to be the impetus to starting this?
Painting my nails.
Yeah?
That was one of the biggest things. Because I started that in high school. And that was one of the biggest things. Whether it was, another team not liking it, whether it's my own team, not teammates, but, fans and things like that not liking it, or whether it was, people just overall, not liking it, not being a fan of my team or the other team. They just don't like it. And so I'd say it heavily started there, and then, I may have lost, 1 game, 2 games, and each year of playing, and they kind of feed off of that and go into that. So I've had a couple instances, I say, but got people around me that help me out. So
yeah, I love that. Hey, what's the website so people can check it out?
CalebCares.org.
I love that, man. The best part of this series is we get to share stories, get to connect with you. The only bummer is that it ends. And this is the end of this. You got game 2 coming up against Nevada. I'll give you a little tidbit. They got double-digit transfers from Pac-12 schools. Mm-hmm. I'll be calling it with Ted Robinson on the Pac-12 Network. Cannot wait.
My best friend over there, John Jackson.
John Jackson III, that's right.
We've been talking this week, and I can't wait to see my guy, but we're going to be battling. So.
Yeah, no, it'll be a blast,
goes
man.
Away.
This has been a blast as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for the time, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, there it is. Thank you for joining us for the kickoff episode of Almost Pro USC Football. Special thanks, of course, to my co-host Caleb Williams and our guests, Simpson, Bear Alexander, Zachariah Branch, USC Football Program, the Timing Group, and Networks. So you know the deal with these podcasts. Like, subscribe, follow, share, leave a review. They all help because this thing is beginning literally from the ground up. And follow all these people on social media. You'll get an insight into what it's like to be an elite athlete in major college football and support all of the elements. We got the links. Everything is there in the show description. So on behalf of Caleb Williams, I'm Yogi Roth, and this is Almost Pro USC Football.